Mona, you have studied in KM College.
Yes, sir.
What's its full form?
So it's Kirodimal College.
Who established this college?
So I'm not exactly aware, but it is on the name of Seth Kirodimal, who donated for its rehabilitation from Daryaganj to the North Campus area in 1954.
The name does not, does the name appear to be very apt, keeping in view that your neighbors are like St. Stephens and Hindu and Hansraj?
So, but
Somewhere in between is one Kirodimal.
so Hansraj's name is taken from Lala Hansraj, and also Ramjas College was also after the name of its donators. So, and Sri Ram College is also there. So I think it's a mix of both, all of this.
Okay, how did you find this college? Surrounded with, so many colleges around. How is the vibe? How is the atmosphere in the university?
So it is splendid in my opinion. It has transformed my personality, given me the wings, given me different perspectives to think about. And coming to the part that how I found this college, so I'm the first person in my whole of family to come to University of Delhi. So it was a pure coincidence that I ended up in University of
It
Delhi.
must be difficult because Kirodimal College does not have a hostel for women.
No, sir, it does not. So I had to have an accommodation outside my college.
That must be very expensive.
So it was not that expensive. Like there are different sort of ranges. I picked one that suited me, my financial condition.
In which area it was?
So it is Kamla Nagar.
Kamlanagar is very expensive. Next to Hansraj College, Ramjas, Kirodimal.
Yes, sir.
So it is pretty expensive.
So I'm blessed in certain regards. My father and mother both are working, so I did not have to worry much about the finances.
Okay. In traveling, you mentioned that you have been to Agra.
Yes, sir.
What all you saw in Agra?
So I did all the touristy things, going to Taj Mahal, visiting the Agra fort, having the Panchi Petha. That's it.
But Agra has much more than these two things.
So I just visited. I did the touristy thing and not the traveler point of visiting Agra. So, and I've been there only once. So that is all I had.
What all you saw in Taj Mahal?
So I saw too many people, to be very honest, first and foremost.
No, architectural point of view, what all you noticed? What all you learned there?
So it is a magnificent white edifice in my opinion. It is very beautiful and enchanting, and that's all I could say. We were so busy taking pictures that we forgot to just have the nitty-gritties of Taj Mahal.
It was a picnic, not a study tour as such.
Yes, sir, it was just a picnic.
Oh, okay. You have stayed in Jodhpur.
Yes, sir.
So what are the places to visit in Jodhpur?
So there are many. First would be Mehrangarh Fort, then there is Umaid Bhavan, then there is Stepwell, Toorji Ka Jhalra, then Mandor Garden, the Osia sand dunes are also there, and many temples are there as well to visit.
You forgot that where the last rites happened there. What's the name of that place? I'm forgetting.
So,
The white structure which is next to
Jaswanthada.
Jaswanthara.
Yes, sir. It is similar to Taj Mahal in Agra.
How far is Osia from Jodhpur?
So it is roughly 50 kilometers.
And what is so special about that temple?
So Jaswanthada.
No.
Osia.
Osia.
Osia has sand dunes, sir, and Osia Sachiai Mata Darbar is also located
Osia
in
has
Osia.
got very famous temple which belongs to 6th century AD.
So I'm not aware of the history, but the Sachiai Mata temple is one that I'm aware of.
Okay. There's also a lake around Jodhpur.
Yes, sir, Kailana Lake.
So what all changes you have seen in Jodhpur in the last few years?
So Jodhpur has become cleaner, in my opinion. Like the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan has played in favor of Jodhpur, and Jodhpur has become cleaner. And due to its popularity as a tourism place in the last 10 years, and also with the advent of social media, the tourism to Jodhpur has increased multifold. Also, the Jodhpuri cuisine has been quite famous in the last 10 years. It was famous altogether, but now it has gained a lot of
What was there in
popularity.
Jodhpuri cuisine?
So mainly it is mawa ki kachori, pyaj ki kachori, gatta sabzi, gulab jamun sabzi, and then there is malai roti, many other things.
Okay, what is gatta ka sabji? How do you make it?
So gatti ki sabzi is primarily made by gram flour. So first and foremost, we have to spice up the gram flour with certain spices such as salt, turmeric, chili, and then we bind it using a little bit of oil or ghee. It is being cold as mohan. Then we make it into a dough, roll out thin strips. Then we boil the dough, and then we just prepare a curry using curd. So curd along with spices is being made, and the gattas which have been boiled earlier are being mixed with it, and then finally it is being garnished by kasuri methi for the ultimate Jodhpuri flavor.
Jodhpur is known as Blue City.
Yes, sir.
Why so?
So it has two reasons to be called as Blue City. First would be that Jodhpur is also known as Sun City. So there are harsh direct sun rays throughout the year. So in order to absorb that, the houses are being painted blue. Also the blue houses are near the old city, which is in the Mehrangarh Fort area. So earlier when invaders used to come, the blue houses used to signal that these are the houses of civilians and not to be attacked. So these are the two reasons that Jodhpur is being called Blue City.
Okay, you're also interested in Rajasthani folk music.
Yes, sir.
Have you heard any folk songs and all about Dhola Maru?
Dhola Maru. So I've been familiar with the folklore of Dhola Maru, but and Dhola Maru.
What is the story behind it?
Sir, Dhola and Maru. Maru was the lover of Dhola, and when he was just crossing the desert, he could not reach Maru and he died midway because of thirst on the camel. So the famous pictures we see of Rajasthan where a woman is sitting on the camel with a man, it is of Dhola and Maru. So these are the few folk tales which I have been faintly aware of, and I have listened it from my grandmother. I'm not aware, and there are Dhola Marura Duha as well in the literature, but I'm not aware of them.
And this story belongs to which place? Jodhpur or
So, Marwad region, basically the Jaisalmer area.
basically Jaisalmer?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Mona, can you explain black coat syndrome?
Sir, pardon?
There is a white coat syndrome and black coat syndrome. Can you differentiate these two terms?
Sir, I'm not aware of that.
Recently, the President of India used this term.
So I'll read about it. I'm not aware of it as of now.
So, can you explain what is rule of law?
So, rule of law is where there is a proper procedure to guide certain actions, and the government or the country functions based on laws and not on that of the prejudices of people.
In India, there is a rule of law.
Yes, sir, there is.
Can you give example?
So rule of law is being established by constitution, and then there are certain functions that are being demarcated. For example, the judiciary, the legislative and the executive, they have their separate functions. There are various statutes, laws, rules, by rules.
What is difference between a rule of law and a rule by law? Is it same thing or different?
So they are certainly different, but I think it would be difficult for me right now to differentiate because I am not able to pull out the right words to differentiate.
Give any two benefits of freedom of speech and expression.
So freedom of speech and expression first and foremost entails the creative freedom of people and also gives them to voice out their opinion without any hindrance of being imprisoned.
Is it absolute in India?
No, sir, it is not absolute in India. It comes under Article 19A and it has certain restrictions.
19A?
Sir, I might be mistaken.
No issue. Then last, can you explain what is delegated legislation?
So delegated legislation is where the law has to be scrutinized by parliamentary subcommittees and then they come up with the report.
Thank
So, two questions I wanted to ask, Mona.
Yes.
I feel you could have pursued some other career also, and you would have been very successful there. Why only bureaucracy?
So bureaucracy is one of the best available careers in India. So I wanted to try in it. Also, my father is a constable driver in RAC, a subsidiary of Rajasthan Police. So I have always heard from him that how he is in basically motor and transports department. So he have been the driver of IPS and all the CEO of RAC. So he used to tell me that how fulfilling the jobs of higher ups are and how they manage the district, how the law and order is being managed. So that spiked my interest in administration and the civil services.
So can I make a statement that you've been channelized into civil service?
So certainly, because my father has been a motivating force, and I've always been hearing that I'm good in studies, and if I try, I can be one.
Would you like to take your studies further?
So I'm currently pursuing research as well.
Okay, you've done your PG also, right?
Yes, sir, I've done my post graduation and I'm pursuing.
In the literature only.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You used the term prejudice.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me the difference between prejudice and stereotype?
Stereotypes are basically preconceived notions about a certain place. For example, people say that Rajasthan do not have ample amount of water, or prejudices are negative connotations towards certain.
So you mean to say that stereotype can be positive as well?
Yes, sir. It can be.
Can you give me an example of a positive stereotype?
For example, sir, it has often being said that Gujaratis are rich. They are quite rich and they eat a lot of dhoklas, and also they are neutral. They do not have any negativity or positivity associated with them, but prejudices are inherently negative in nature.
Okay. Thank you, Mona.